Hi, Lou Covey and Craig Mosier back with Craig and Lou Go to the Ballot Box, and today we're looking at Proposition 36, the change in the three strikes law.
I regard this as a pretty sensible change, and it's got some good provisions in it to make sure that murderers, for example, aren't drifting around on our streets. This modifies the three strikes laws so that if your third strike is not a serious or violent crime, then you don't go to jail for the rest of your life. If you're kiting checks, well, we don't want you doing that, but that's not a good reason to send you perhaps to prison for the rest of your life, unless the checks are really huge. Okay, even in that case. So this makes a lot of sense. We have prison overcrowding.
Yep.
The three strikes laws are a little over the top, and
Yep.
quite a few voters are going to be tempted to modify them. I think this modification makes a great deal of sense. Also, this doesn't let you off the hook if one of your earlier crimes was murder or rape or something very serious. You don't get this provision in effect. If your third strike is something less serious, you don't get released then someday. So there's a good deal of common sense here, and it's going to take some petty third strikes out of the way, so that people will serve their time and be released and not be in the prison system indefinitely for doing things that are really comparatively minor.
And when we go back to your argument about saving money, this one actually does that.
Yes.
The fiscal impact, according to legislative analysis, is that this is going to save us $100 million a year.
For a long time.
Yeah.
Which adds up again to real money after a while.
Yeah.
This isn't just a common sense adjustment. A lot of the states that passed three strikes laws in the 90s, when it was popular to do that, have had to go back and revise them because the way the laws functioned was more harshly than has actually been helpful. And it creates problems with prisons. And Californians want to have their cake and eat it too on prisons. So we want to send more people to jail, but we don't want to build any more jails. We have repeatedly demonstrated that at the ballot box. So this is, in a small way, will help with that.
Yeah. The downside of it financially is that it is going to increase costs locally because with the three strikes law, you've pretty much sent people right up the ladder on the justice system. But that's going to be declining substantially in the future years as we start getting the stuff under control.
Well, that is to be hoped. Right now, California's prison system is being run by a federal judge because we are so far out of compliance with federal law on overcrowding and all kinds of other things. So we really are. It's over the top. The facilities designed for 2,000 people have 5,000 people in them, and obviously that's not going to work. This, in a small way, will help address that problem. It's not the only thing we need to do, but it is a good idea. Yep.
And also, one of the things I was just checking out here is that this will be a retroactive decision. So people who are in jail for life for minor offenses will be resentenced and possibly released.
Yeah, depending on if they've served 5 years and the sentence is 7 after they have gotten revisited, then we can foresee some current releases, some releases in the next few years that will help with the overcrowding. And I can't imagine a prison system that is less effective than California's is right now in just about any measure. This will help it. It's certainly not the only thing we need to do.
All right, that's Proposition 36. We are now going to be moving on to Proposition 37.